day very, very much like today. Rabbi is right. It was a beautiful blue sky. It was like the first really cool day in the fall. And 2,900 people went to work in the morning. My son Joshua was one of them. And, I'm not that good with this. Joshua was one of them. And Joshua grew up right here in Yardley. He went to school, all through school here in Yardley. And he had a paper route. He delivered the Bucks County Courier-Times. He was just like any other normal kid. May have gotten a little more trouble than some kids, maybe not as much as others. But that was a morning that changed America. Up until then, we figured there's this big ocean, and whatever happens over there really doesn't affect us at all. And it said that that morning, America lost its innocence. We weren't innocent anymore. We had to wake up and see what the rest of the world had been living with for quite some time. We weren't used to terrorism in our own country. This was something that we couldn't even imagine. And we lost Joshua. Joshua was on the 104th floor of the North Tower. That was the first tower that was hit. And we had spoken to him the night before. He had told us, "I love you guys," and I had said to him, "I love you." And usually every morning around 10 o'clock, he would call my husband at his business. And I was teaching school, or if I was home, I would get a little pop-up note on my email. I would get an AIM, an instant message through AOL. "Hi, Mom, what's doing today?" And, Jennifer had gone off to school. Her father had dropped her off. And I figured, hey, this is a good day. I can take a few minutes to myself, read a book, start my day out. And my phone rang. And it was one of Joshua's friends saying that the buildings had been hit by a plane and they could not get in touch with him. And I knew that Jennifer was here, and I knew being here, she was safe. And Mrs. Hartenstein called me, or I called her, I don't really remember, and one of Jennifer's brothers came to pick her up. And it was a very difficult situation because there was a lot of chaos in New York. We as Americans were not used to things like this happening. People didn't know where anyone was. The phone lines were kind of iffy. But by, I would say 12:30, by lunchtime, we had known that probably Joshua was not going to come home. And it's a very difficult thing for a parent to have something like this happen. And it was very difficult for Jennifer. She was 11. She had just started middle school. It was, I think, her first or second week in middle school. But she had something really special here. She had a family here at Abrams that took care of not only Jennifer, but took care of my whole family. Meals were brought over. People came over. And we found that there was here in America, and especially here at Abrams, a real sense of community. And I think if you learn anything while you're here, is that Jennifer to this day will tell people that this was her haven. This was the place that she could go, and she always felt safe with her friends and her teachers here at Abrams. Because being at home could be pretty difficult for the first, I would say, first year or two. It was very, very difficult. News vans were constantly at our house. We never knew when the phone was going to ring. We didn't know who was going to call. We were kind of waiting like for another shoe to fall down. So being here at Abrams was a very special place for her. And I think that was probably what saved her and made her a whole person. So when you look around at night,